Hey everyone, Stephenie here, coffee drinker, book lover, and reviewer of many things. And today we are going to be reviewing this book. But first, but first, no nail polish. I did file and prep them to be painted, and then I didn't paint them. Um, my shirt, I really like this shirt. It's like my fan shirt. It's got a big pretty flower, and then you can't, I don't know if you can tell, but it has like jewels. Makes me feel makes me feel flowy. And today's coffee is Starbucks breakfast blend. That's right. I'm trying a new coffee today. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So far, I think I like this one. Um, when I read the description, my husband brought it home, and when I read the description, I was like, I'm not a big hint of orange fan. And so I was worried because it said hints of caramel and orange or something about orange, sweet orange. And I was like, now I like oranges. I like mandarin oranges. I like the big oranges. I like blood oranges. I love oranges. But I'm not a big fan of orange juice or orange flavored things like I was gonna say Skittles. Do they have an orange Skittle? I haven't had Skittles in so long. Um, Skittles and jelly beans and lollipops and anything that's flavored to taste like orange, I'm like, ugh. Um, I don't really like the smell of orange either, but that is because it's kind of a trauma experience. Um, when I was in elementary school, all of our desks were pressed together to form like a box around where the teacher was doing her lesson. And so I was the end, I was the corner. And then there was a kid next to me, and usually there was a kid on the other side of him, but that kid was absent because he was sick. And the kid next to me, he wasn't feeling good, I guess, and he threw up all over the 3 desks, and the teacher would not let me get up. She made me sit there while the janitor came in and cleaned up sorry, hit the mic, cleaned up all of the throw up while I'm trying not to throw up myself, and I was, like, 7, 8, and so now every time I smell, like, the chemically, like, cleaning agents that have orange in them, I think of that time, and I'm like, I know it's ridiculous, but I cannot move past it, like, that teacher scarred me for life, and she didn't even realize what she was doing. Like, she could have moved me, she could have been like, "Hey, you need to get up and move to the library," and it's not like we were using our desk, we were just sitting there watching her go through, like, whatever she was doing on the, um, projector thingy. Yeah. So now every time, I'm like, "Hmm." So whenever I read that this was a hint of orange, it doesn't taste like orange at all to me. So no, I don't taste orange at all. I don't taste caramel either. Maybe I misread the box. Well, anyway, um, if I can find it to link in my description, I will. I'll put a little picture of the box here if I haven't already. And that's that. So now we're gonna move on to this book. This book was or is a book with a color in the title. Blue is for Nightmares by Laurie. Faria? Oh, I'm gonna mess it up. Stolarz? You know I'm bad at names. Anyway, so I actually have 4 of these books. Not of Blue is for Nightmares, but I have the 2nd and 3rd and 4th one also. Oh, hey, this one's signed. My mom gave them to me, and she said that she had read them, or maybe she got them to read and then she never did. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to ask her. But, it looks really interesting. We're gonna review it today. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. So, but I will read the back of the book for you. And, yeah. I know your secret. Stacy's junior year at boarding school isn't easy. She's not the most popular girl at school, or the smartest, or the prettiest. She's got a crush on her best friend's boyfriend, and an even darker secret that threatens to ruin her friendship for good. Sorry, I was holding this up so you could see it. And now she's having nightmares again. Not just any nightmares. These dreams are too real to ignore. She like she did 3 years ago. The last time she ignored them, a little girl died. This time, they're about Drea, her best friend, who's becoming the target of a seriously psycho stalker. It started with weird emails and freaky phone calls. Now, someone's leaving Dre white lilies, the same death lilies that have been showing up in Stacy's dreams. Everybody thinks it's just a twisted game until another girl at school is brutally murdered. There are no witnesses. Worst of all, no one has a perfect alibi. With everyone as a potential suspect, Stacy turns to the one secret weapon she can trust, the folk magic taught to her by her grandmother. Will Stacy's magic be strong enough to expose the true killer, or will the killer make her darkest nightmares come true? Sounds pretty interesting, right? Um, mic back. Okay, I did like this book. Um, but it starts off okay. You have to kind of put yourself in the mindset of a teenager. This is written very teenagery. Um, in fact, there are some parts in it that sounded like exactly how like the cliche teenager sounds in the movie, and I was just like, not all teenagers are like that. So irritating. Um, but it got better. There was there was still the the bickering and the oh my god, I can't believe it, oh. Um but then there was also like the magic and stuff behind it. And of course, when the police get involved, they don't believe in magic. Um, duh, because, how the grown-ups, they never help in these kind of books. It's always the teenager that has to solve the problems, and, I feel like my microphone is too far away. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to see this little nubby thing. Um, I liked this book enough that I kind of wanna read the second one, but not enough that I'm gonna rave about it. Um, let's see. I didn't really have any favorite parts. Like, I had to go back through this book whenever because I was setting up for the spoiler video. Um, when I went back through and I had to, try to find my favorite parts, normally I'm like, "Oh, I like this. Oh, yeah, and that part, I remember that part." But this book wasn't very memorable, which makes me sad because it sounds so interesting and, like, it didn't get really good until, like, the murder happened. Although, about halfway less than halfway through, I started trying to figure out, because the nightmare she has, she recognizes the eyes she sees, but she can't place them, and then when she's awake, she forgets about them, and so I was like, "Well, who could it be?" And you start kinda, like, picking apart all of the friends that trickle together, and, I was like, "Oh, oh, it's that person. Oh, 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 it's that person," and then I was like, "It's all of them." Um, and, yeah. So, yes, if you like teenagery that sounds so mean. Because okay, I read things like when I was in high school and in my early 20s, I read things like The Pretty Little Liars and, man, that's the one that was the main one, Hunger Games. Actually, I read that one before I was in my 20s. So, I actually didn't read Hunger Games until the first no. I read the first Hunger Game book before the, oh, hey, yeah, I forgot Hunger Games is actually on our list. Anyway, so, like, I read Hunger Games in high school before the movies came out, the first one. I never read the rest of them until after they started making movies. It was Twilight. Twilight, I didn't read until after the movie came out, and I was gonna go see my friend was like, "Hey, come with me to the movies." And I was like, "I don't," because everyone was like, "Ah, Twilight, ah." And I was like, "I really don't want to." Because I didn't wanna be one of those girls. And then I read it because I was like, "Well, I like to compare and contrast, and the books are always better." So I read the book, and it was okay. It was like, "Okay, I like this. I'm gonna have to read the next one." Um, but to me, those are teen books because that's what I read when I was a teenager. And this, it doesn't sound very teenagery on the back, but then whenever you open it, like, I don't want to go back to high school. Well, maybe just to pop in and be like, "Hey, hey, hang on to the shirt that you lost." That sounds weird. Let me put that in context. I was in dance, and, that was, like, my PE credit, and, I had this shirt that I used to wear all the time, and it was a I'll have to put a picture I'll put a if I can find a picture, I'll put it here, but it was, like, I always wore it it was the early 2000s, I guess the middle 2000s, I don't know. Anyway, and, I would wear a black tank top with this, smaller red tank top that had, like, stuff, like a tie stuff on the front, and it was my favorite thing. I thought that I looked so cool in this, and, so I guess I either didn't lock my locker for dance class. It was just like a basket and you slide it in and there's actually a space. And so either I didn't lock it or somebody like got their fingers in and pulled it out because when dance class was over, the only thing that was in there were my pants and my black shirt. The black shirt that I wore underneath. and I was so sad. Anyway, I wasn't just taking my clothes off randomly, I promise. I was in dance class, and so I had to wear my dance shirt the rest of the or my, um did I wear the rest of the day? Because they wouldn't allow me to wear that tank top. It might have been just a shirt from the Lost and Found, or, like, an extra shirt. I don't remember. I just remember that I was very upset, and I think I cried about it, or, like, I was on the verge of tears because that was my favorite shirt. Anyway, this puts you right back into high school. It's so petty, there's so much going on, and there's, like, that girl that's popular, and then the one that like, the group of kids, and there's, like, the one that's more popular than the rest, and the one that's pretty, and the one that's sporty, and then, it's it's like that. So, read it, don't read it. My review was kind of like, "Eh." Maybe I give it a 3.5 on the scale 1 to 5. Um, yeah. So, that's all I have to say about reviewing this book. Um, come back next week for the spoiler. Um, and before I leave, I want to remind you that whoops, um, mhm, I am a part of this. Uh-oh, oh, okay. This it's called Story. Oops, it's called. I didn't mean to click on it. Storygraphs. You're gonna see all of my stuff. It's this black and white one right here. It's called Storygraphs or Storygraph, and it's really cool. Uh, I love it. Um, so I am the dancer one. That's all I put. I am currently reading Hawk Quest, and let me see if I can. There's not a glare. Um, so you can turn off, turn off completely. So it shows what you're currently reading. It shows you what you've recently read. It shows what you need to read. It shows what your top star book. And it shows you the books that you own. And then you can go to the little circle pie here. And this is my favorite thing ever because you can scroll through and like the books you've read and the moods. So like you can click on mystery and it'll show you the books that are considered mysteries. And other stuff. Hold on, I gotta push the back button. And then you can the pace of the book, how many pages you've read, and I just love I was like, "This is so cool." I'm sorry. I'm, like, nerding out about it. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, okay. Now that I've talked about the random the random app that I've been playing with, if you want to be friends on there, come find me. Um, I don't know if we can communicate on there, but we can, compare and contrast our circles. Okay, don't forget to, like this video if you like to watch my videos because it makes me feel special. I'm just kidding. It just lets me know that, I'm doing something that people enjoy. And then, comment below, what your favorite coffee is. Have you read this book? If you have, did you like it? If you didn't, you tell me you didn't like it. Um don't give any spoilers. If you wanna talk about spoilers, come to my video next week, and we can talk spoilers on there. Um, Do you have an app that you use to, keep track of the books you've read? Let me know. And don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, push the red subscribe button. That way you get to see me and you don't have to come searching for me. All right. I'm going to go right over. I'm going to stop this video and then I'm going to start a new video on my spoilers. Like I said, didn't have too many favorite spots, so I'm just going to talk about parts that I was like, all right, I'll see you on my next video. Bye.